Okay, good morning class. So welcome to my room. So how are you today? Are you feeling good? Great. Alright, so today you will be given different types of activities. So the question is, are you ready? Okay, very good. So before we start, kindly please arrange your chairs and sit properly. Okay, so I am going to check the attendance. Okay, so who are absent? Is anyone absent? Wow, so all of you are present. Okay, so let's start with our lesson for today. So I hope that all of you will listen and will pay attention. Okay, so to start with, let's have activity number 1. Okay, so we will play a game. So it's guess who. So in this picture, or I have here a picture, and then I want you all to look at this picture. So who among you know this picture, or who among you know the person in this picture? Okay, so yes. All right, so I have here 2 questions for you to answer. So the first one is, who is this? All right, so can you please guess? All right, how about anyone? Right, so this is Dwayne Johnson. So he is also known as The Rock. Okay, so the second question is, what is he famous for, or what is his profession? Okay, so The Rock is known for being famous as an action star. Okay, so he is also a comedian. Okay, so there you go. So he is a famous actor in Hollywood. So if you are going to watch some Hollywood movies, so there you can see The Rock or Dwayne Johnson. Okay, so good job class. So thank you for answering the questions. Now let's proceed to the second activity. Okay, so here we have, alright, okay, so this time I have here sentences. Okay, so as you can see, these sentences are incomplete. Okay, so I need volunteers to answer sentences or complete sentences 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I have your hints, so no need to worry because this is just very easy. So who can answer number 1? Okay, so how about for number 2? Good. Number 3? Okay, and number 4? Good. Okay, so now for number 1, please read. Okay, so what is your answer? Great. So for number 1, so the sentence is The Rock blank. Okay, so the correct answer is The Rock can act. So the correct answer is letter D. Good job. Okay, now let's proceed to number 2. Okay, so kindly please read the sentence. Okay, now what is your answer? What letter? Okay, very good. So the correct answer for number 2 is letter A. Okay, so the word is can. So if we are going to complete the sentence number 2, so we can say that he can lift heavy materials. Okay, so good job class. Now let's proceed to number 3. Okay, so who is my volunteer? Okay, good. So, can kindly please sentence number 3. Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, what is your answer? Okay, so for number 3, the correct answer is letter B. Alright, so it's strongly. So if we are going to read sentence number 3 with the answer, so we say, he can strongly carry weight. Okay, so good job, class. Now let's proceed to number 4. Okay, so now can you please read sentence number 4? Okay, very well. Now, what is the correct answer for number 4? So the answer is very obvious. Okay, very good. So the correct answer for number 4 is letter C. So we have Dwayne Johnson. So the correct sentence is, or the complete sentence is, Dwayne Johnson is a famous action star. Okay, very good, class. So, for those volunteers who answered all of this, or sentences 1 to 4, so you will be having 5 points. Okay, good job. Alright, now let's proceed to our next activity. Okay. Alright, so now I want one volunteer again. So this time that volunteer will read a poem. Okay, so this is just a part of a poem. So this is called excerpt. So who is that volunteer? Okay, great. So now kindly please read this poem. Okay, good job. Now let me read a poem for you to understand it well. Okay, so for the second time, so the title of the poem is You're the Saddest Song I Could Ever Write. So let's start. You're the saddest song I could ever write. Darling, pardon me. But I can't help my feelings from drowning, from the thoughts of missing you. You're the saddest song I could ever write, because tonight the skies cry, infinitely as helplessly bleed, for words and for notes that will make you leave. You're the saddest song I could ever write. It'll be sad for the harmony that they can hear, or just the scream of thunder, and the sound of rain falling on the roof, and my heart beating for you. Okay, so now do you have any question about this poem? Alright, good job. So now let's test your comprehension. So I will be having here 2 questions for you to answer. Okay, so are you class ready? Okay, very good. So let's go. Okay, so here are the 2 questions. So who can read question number 1 and please answer? Okay, go. Alright, so what is the title of the excerpt? Okay, very good. Your answer is correct. So the answer is You're the Saddest Song I Could Ever Write. So that is the title of this poem. Now let's proceed to the second question. Okay. Kindly please read. Anyone? Okay, you. Okay. Very good. Now, what is your answer? So what is it, or what is this poem all about? Yes, it's all about love. Okay. Very good. So, any other answer? Okay, so it is all about a person who had just or who had a sad relationship, or it is about a boy who is being left alone by his woman. Okay, so as you can see, this poem is a sad poem, but this poem can be written or was written um, by a person or by an author based on his experience. Okay, so some of the authors usually write poems or write other um, genre of writing based on their experiences. So there they can write more and effective writing. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here we are going to, okay, so just wait a minute. Alright, so here we are going to discuss or review the things that we have discussed yesterday. Okay, so these are all, or this is all about noun, modal verb, and adverb. So we already discussed this one yesterday, so I hope that this will be just a review for now. Okay, so are you, class, ready to listen? Okay. So now who can read the definition of the noun? Or what do we mean by the word noun? What is it in English? Okay. So any volunteer? Okay, go. Alright. So can you give me an example of a noun? Paris. Very good. Another. Teacher, good job. Girl or boy. So those are examples of nouns. Okay, so to repeat, so noun is a word that is a name of a person, animal, place, or thing. Alright, so we have here more examples of noun. So we have here ball, Philippines, love, and door. So those are examples of nouns. So anything that you can see or any person with a name. So the name of those things are what we called noun. Okay? Alright, now let's move on to the next one. So we have here modal verb. Okay? So yesterday we discussed what is a verb and what are the types of verb. Now I just want one of those kinds. Okay, so we have your modal verb. So who can read the definition of the word modal verb? Okay, anyone from the class? Okay, yes. Okay, so can you give me an example of a modal verb? Okay, good job. Ought to is an example of a modal verb. Okay, now I will read to you the definition of modal verb again. Okay, so modal verb is an auxiliary verb that is characteristically used with a verb. Okay, so examples of modal verb are, or modal verbs are can, must, will, and may. So also the past tense of these modal verbs are, for can we have could, for will we have would, and for may we have might. Okay? So, do you have any question? Okay, great. Okay, so class, if you have any question or if you didn't or don't understand anything about our lesson, so you can ask freely. Okay, so don't be afraid. Okay, alright, good job. Now let's go to the third one. Okay, so the third one is adverb. Alright, now who can read the definition of the word adverb? Anyone from the girls? Okay, good job. So, kindly read this one. Okay, so can you give me an example of an adverb? Just one. Wow, very good. So quickly. So the word quickly is an adverb. Okay, so now let's further discuss or review what is an adverb. Okay, so an adverb is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, another adverb, or a sentence. So this is often used to show time, manner, place, or degree. So we have adverb of time, adverb of manner, adverb of degree. Okay, so those are the types of adverbs. Now here are some examples or additional examples of adverbs. So we have early, slowly, hard, soft, today, and quickly. So most of the adverbs end with or ends with ly. Okay, but not all adverbs end with ly. Okay, so be careful when you are going to cite examples of adverbs. Okay, so not all words that ends with ly is an adverb. Okay, all right. So now let's move on to the next part of our lesson. So we will be having an activity. Okay, so since you already or we already recapitulated what is the meaning of a noun, modal verb, and adverb, so we are going to cite the cite some words or cite the nouns, modal or modal verbs, and adverbs in this poem. Okay, so first let's start with noun. Okay, so who can give me the noun or nouns in this poem? Anyone? Okay, anyone from the boys? Okay, good. So what is the noun in this poem? Or the nouns? Okay, darling, and what else? Song. Okay, good job. The word darling and song are examples of nouns. Okay, so we also have here another noun or some nouns. So who can tell me? Yes? Okay, very good. So we have here roof. What else? Okay, good job. So we have here harmony, notes, and last one. Okay, we have words. All right. Now let's proceed to the modal verbs. Okay, or auxiliary verbs. So what are the modal verbs present in this poem? Okay, anyone? Anyone from the back? Okay, please stand. Okay, good job. So we have good. We have can't. Okay, we also have here will. Okay, so good job, class. Okay, so remember that to those who will answer or courageously answer the questions and the activities, I will give you extra points. So please answer and or be willingly answer all the questions. Okay, so next let's move on to adverbs. Okay, so what is the only one adverb that you can see from this poem? Oh, very good. Very good, class. So your answers or your, yes, You all have the same answer. So the answer is tonight. Okay, so tonight is an adverb of time. Okay, so good job. So all of you will be receiving 1 point since all of you answered my question. Okay, very good. So a round of applause for you. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next one. Okay, so let's check if your answers are correct. Okay, so for you to understand well, or for you to bear in mind what are the examples of nouns, what are the examples of modal verbs, and what are the examples of, or what is an example of an adverb that we get from the poem. Okay, so the nouns are, so let's see if your answers are really correct, but I already said that those are correct. Okay, so now our nouns, we have song, darling, words, notes, harmony, roof, heart, and feeling. Okay, so those are examples of nouns. Now let's proceed to modal verb. Okay, so any one of you kindly please read. Okay, go. Okay, good job. How about for the adverb? Okay, good job. It's tonight. So class, don't forget these examples of nouns, modals, and adverbs, okay? And also their definitions. Alright, so do you have any question about this one? Are you sure? Okay, now let's proceed to our next activity. Alright, so this time, here you go. So you will be grouped into 3. So we already have our groupings yesterday. So at the count of 10, I want you to be at your respective groups, and then I want you to form a circle. Okay? So the first group to form a circle and be the first group to form a circle, you will be receiving 5 points. Okay? So at the count of 10, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so group 2 will receive 5 points since they are the only one who formed a circle. Okay? Alright, now this is the thing that you need to do today. Okay? So yesterday I told you to bring a picture. So it is a picture of the person that you admire the most. Okay? So I am expecting that all of you in the group will have a picture or brought a picture. Okay, so were all of you able to bring a picture? Okay, good job. So this is what you are going to do. Okay, so I want you to listen carefully to the instructions, because this is how you are going to do the activity, and this is how I will grade or rate your performance or your presentation. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to do is to pick one picture. Okay, so among the pictures that you have, you're just going to pick one. Okay, one best picture that you have. Alright, so after that, after picking one picture, you are going to list as many nouns, modal verbs, and adverbs that you can make or get out of the picture. Okay, so you're not just going to pick, or you're not just going to make um a noun or modal verb or adverb out of the picture. You are also going to use them in sentences appropriately. Okay, so do you understand? Great. Now let's proceed to number 3. So the number 3 instruction is that you are going to write in the manila paper. Okay, so you are not going to write in a coupon band or in a piece of paper. You are going to write in a manila paper, which I provided you a while ago. So you have your manila paper in you. Okay, and you also have your pens. Alright, so now number 4, you are going, so after you finish the task, you are going to choose one from your group to present your work. Okay, and number 2, you are going to follow the code. So as you can remember, we always use this in our group activity. So C for cooperation, O and D for observe, discipline, and E for enjoy. So you are not just expected to cooperate, you are also expected to do your task with discipline. So it means that you have to be organized. Okay, so please avoid noise. Okay, now for letter E, you have to enjoy. So this is a group activity, so I want you all to enjoy this one and cooperate with each other. Okay, so don't be angry if someone has to say something or has to suggest. Okay, alright, very good. Now this is how I will rate or grade your presentation. So this is our criteria. So 50% for creativity and content, 20% for neatness and organization, and 30% for presentation. So see to it that the words and the sentences that you are going to make are made by your group, and see to it that you're going to write it in the manila paper or on the manila paper neatly. Okay, so your classmates must see it whenever you post it here. Okay, so 30% for presentation. So I want something from the group. Okay, not the leader. Okay, so someone who is not or who is rarely participating. So I want to see that one to be in front this day. Okay? Alright, so your time starts now. Okay. Alright, so your time is up. Okay, so kindly present your work. So for group 1, good job. And for group 2, great. And for group 3, we have, okay, another good job. So class, kindly please arrange your chairs. Okay. All right. So now I will be giving my grade. Okay. So I have here a sad face. So if I am not contented or I am confused with the presentation that you had a while ago, so I will give the sad face to your group, and you will only receive 80 points. But if I felt happy about your presentation, then I will give this happy face. So it means, or this means, that you will have 90 points. And then if you exceeded my expectation, Okay, based on the performance that you expressed a while ago. So, I will give you an awesome emoji. So, this means that you will be receiving 95 points. Okay, so let's start with group 1. Okay, so group 1, you'll receive a happy face. Okay, so you clearly and neatly presented your work. However, we should work on some of the grammatical errors. Okay, so we will work on that on our next lessons. Okay, so you will receive 90 points. All right, so let's go to group 3. Okay, so group 3, you will also receive 90 points. Okay, so your group was able to present your work and also do it creatively, but then I'm expecting for you to give me a lot of example. Okay, not just 2 or 3. All right, so but don't worry because you will receive 90 points. Now let's go to group 2. Okay, so I want you to guess. So what do you think is the emoji that I will give to group 2? Sad, happy, or awesome? Okay, very good. So group 3 is very energetic. Alright, so you will receive an awesome emoji since you presented your sentences well, you created sentences appropriately using nouns, modal verbs, and adverbs. So for the two groups, group 1 and group 3, I want you to be inspired by group 2, okay? But don't worry because you did great or you did good today, okay? So no need to worry about, okay? So yeah, group 2, you will receive 95 points, alright? So class, let's give all of you a round of applause. Okay, so thank you for participating. Now let's proceed to the next one. Okay, so we have here, okay, so we are going to have a wrap up. Okay, so let's sum up what we have discussed today. So so you are going to answer these 2 questions. So the first one is, what is our main topic for today? Anyone from the class? Okay. So for those who will answer these 2 questions, you will receive 10 points. Okay, good. So what is our main topic for today? Okay, very good. So we reviewed nouns, modal verbs, and adverbs, and then we used those words appropriately in sentences. Okay, now for question number 2, okay, so can you give me the importance of using modal verbs, nouns, and adverbs appropriately in conversation? So what do you think is its main purpose or importance? Why do we need to use those words correctly or appropriately in sentences? Okay, very good. So we are going to use those words appropriately in order for us to converse well. Okay? How about other answer? Okay, very good. Your answer is correct. So we also use those words appropriately in order for us to be understood. So that is the sole importance or sole purpose of this lesson. So that is for you class, for you students to be understood and for you to converse well. Okay, so in order for you to communicate well with other people, you should know these things. Okay, So very good answers. So for those who answered my question, you will receive 10 points. Very good. Now let's go to our test. Okay, so I want you all to get 1/4 sheet of paper. Okay, so this is what you are going to answer. Alright, so this is just very easy. So if you listened carefully a while ago, you will answer this in 5 minutes. Okay, so this is the direction. So you are going to complete the following sentences with the appropriate nouns, adverbs, and modal verbs. So you are going to choose your answer from the box or inside the box. Okay, so yeah, you have 5 minutes to answer this one. Okay? Alright, very good. So, no copying please, no cheating. Okay, eyes on your paper. Okay.